You didn't die, faggot.
No, they don't like it when you post, people dying or dead people on YouTube, apparently. People get upset when you do that.
Logan Paul did nothing wrong.
He's a good boy. Trying to raise awareness.
Dab on them haters.
So it was your week, or not week, but it was your turn to pick, and you picked Planetes.
Mistakes were made.
Were mistakes made, Robert?
Yeah, it's one of the worst things I've ever watched in my life.
Really? You thought it was that bad?
Yeah, literally, I struggled to watch it, because it was just fucking cancer.
I didn't mind it as much as you, I think. I wouldn't say it's like the worst thing I've ever seen. I've definitely seen worse anime out there. This was, however, not quite what either of us were expecting, I don't think.
Basically, it's the idea of Kessler syndrome, which is the concept that eventually space will become so full of trash that we can't get into space. These people are basically sent into space to deal with that. They're not like some hype, glamorous space astronauts. They're literally just picking up space trash.
Like, they're technically called Debris Section, that's their full title, but everyone else on the station that they work on refers to them as Half Section, and everyone thinks that they are like the fucking dregs of the organization. It's like, fuck, Half Section, those fucking space jamming weirdos, fuck those guys, sort of thing. To cover the cast as well, because the cast are actually quite interesting. You've got your main boy, Hachimaki, as he is known, who's kind of our protagonist, headband fuckboy. I didn't mind him so much. I guess I've been watching a lot of modern anime stuff lately.
Having shit taste.
Yeah, but this is my point. I hate the protagonists of most modern anime shows, if they happen to be dudes, because they're just such boring, bland, fucking beige bastards, usually surrounded by these really, really awesome characters who I like. What's nice about Hachimaki is he does actually have some personality to him. He does have hopes, dreams, aspirations. He's got quirks and character qualities and flaws.
He's not the main character, Dave.
I guess it depends. You could probably have an argument as to if Hachi's the protagonist or if Tanabe is the protagonist. Because we have our other kind of second protagonist or first protagonist, depending on who you ask. You've got Ai Tanabe, who's kind of the new girl on the team when the show starts up. She's been sent up into space to join Half Section, and she's super fucking bumped about it. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna be going out into space. And she is one of those like disgustingly earnest characters who's just really, really gets behind everything and is so enthusiastic and horribly driven about everything. It's just like, you're just so passionate about all the things. I don't know if I like this or not. And then, yeah, I do. I actually really quite like her as a character as well.
That's the whole fish out of water character that you're supposed to relate to, because she's also out of her depth as you are.
Yeah, and she works brilliantly for that. And you do know what they're doing with that, and it still works, because Tanabe's actually quite a fun character to be introduced to this universe with. We'll try and cover some positives here, because we are supposed to pretend to be fair and balanced, even though we're not.
Shit.
I know, right? Art direction?
Yeah.
How did you feel about the art?
Even though the fucking opening is straight up stolen from Star Trek Enterprise. But yeah, no, it's a good art direction. There's some really nice designs in there.
This is a hard sci-fi. Very much a hard sci-fi. They've got everything from, they've got to worry about things like radiation poisoning, decompression, sickness. There's clearly been a lot of time and effort, both in, I guess, the original manga, but also in the show itself. They've taken the time to research how this stuff would look and how it would feel, and how the characters would interact with this environment. And I think they nail that, and that's something you don't see in anime particularly very often. I can't really think of any other proper hard science fiction shows off the top of my head. This is one of the few that I've seen, and so it's quite a rarity in that regard.
There's a few, but there's not a hell of a lot. To be honest, like, Gundam's hard sci-fi, but at the same time they're also flying giant robots, so... Yeah,
it's harder to take that seriously, even though they have clearly researched their stuff in there as well, but then they're also giant robots shooting lasers at each other, which makes it slightly harder to...
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things. There's not really that much more, I would say, I can think of.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, the whole Kessler syndrome thing, that's a major aspect of the plot, which is very much a proper scientific theory that NASA scientists worry about. For all it was padded out between too many episodes, I liked what they were doing with the characters. I liked how they took the time to develop each and every one of them, how everyone kind of got this episode where it was kind of their moment where we got to explore these guys a little bit more and understand what their motivations and backstory is, and really what makes these guys do what they do. That was nice, because like I said, I liked the cast of this show, so it was nice how we got these moments where we got to see a bit more about them and understand them a bit.
Yeah, because like Yuri's episode is actually a really good episode.
That was probably one of the highlights of the series. Yuri's episode, it's brilliantly done. Individual episodes are fantastic in the show, I've got to say. Another highlight for me was, I want to say it was episode 6, where it's just basically this massive piss take of Naruto. It's the best episode in the show, I'm pretty sure. Because it's clearly like down to the fact that the leader of these bunch of guys pretending to be ninjas on the moon because they can fuck about in low gravity. He's some blonde-haired, wearing the headband and stuff. He's like, okay, we're memeing on fucking Naruto. This is fine. I can get entirely behind this.
Please buy 400 chapters of the manga that will still go on forever, now starring Naruto and his reskinned friends.
Please note. It'd be interesting to talk a bit about the relationship between Hachi and Tanabe, because that was, for most of it, I thought that was really quite well done. Mm-hmm. Quite surprisingly so. Like, they start off in this very antagonistic kind of thing. She's taking the piss out of him. He's being angry male protagonist of late 90s, early 2000s anime who shouts lots. And I'm okay with that, because that's kind of what I grew up with. That's cool, works for me. It develops into this kind of mutual respect and attraction, and then it builds up, and it feels very natural, and it works really well. And then Hachi has that weird kind of turn as a character, where he's suddenly like, I don't give a fuck about any of you anymore, I'm gonna go beyond the Von Braun.
Yeah, it's just kind of actually well written for an anime for once. Like, it's a well written fucking love story.
Yeah, it has turns and shifts and changes and things like that.
No, I would agree with that, because like it's actually not written like, it's not like a harem anime where it's all this I love you, take all my panties. It's fucking anime. It's fucking terrible.
Okay, I think that's enough. Us pretending to be fair and balanced, though. Let's.
The show is shit.
I think my main objection to it, if I had to really identify the major problem for me, was it's too fucking long. Like, this was a 26 episode show?
Yeah.
I want to say, yeah, 26 fucking episodes. It did not need to be 26 fucking episodes.
And Dave, can you tell me what the overarching plot was?
It doesn't fucking have one.
Correct. 26 episodes of no plot.
Until episode 18, where they suddenly add this half-baked fucking plot with space terrorists in. Until that point, it's just dudes fucking about in space and being annoyed at stuff.
What are they called? Are they the Earth Defense Force?
The Space Defense Front.
Right, Space Defense Front.
Which is fair enough. I thought they were just kind of going to be this kind of plot hook as part of an aspect of the story. And then suddenly they turn from mad 19th century anarchist bombers into this super organized, super well funded, super well armed, fucking super hype elite terrorist group. They're suddenly the fucking
Mujahideen. Or Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, or Al-Qaeda, or fucking IRA boys, and they're infiltrating the space police, and they've got sleeper agents, and they're doing all this shit, and it's like that's a sudden shift in tone. Hakim was a dreadful fucking character. I didn't like him even when he was ostensibly a good guy. I thought he was boring and uninteresting and badly developed. It's not even that he's a bit of a shithead. He is, but he's also boring, and he's a dull shithead.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not meaning that in the character. I'm meaning like his character development is literally the last episode. I'm really glad he's not in the manga. It's just Bin Laden in space, but boring.
Yeah, he's like fucking Rue's character who appears and ruses the fucking audience, and that was a really
bad ruse.
I hated the pacing of this show. I really felt that this was a potentially really interesting show if they had not spread it out so wafer thin that it was stretched across fucking 26 episodes. If they'd done something like maybe 10 to 13 episodes and they managed to pack the good stuff into the episodes, they would have had a much better series, and maybe they wouldn't have had dumb fucking characters like Hakeem in it, ruining things for no fucking reason. Why was he in the show?
A lot of what they cut from the original manga and stuff is, there were these episodes, well, chapters rather, that were like giant, like, introverted bits of the character, so you'd be learning about the character through, like, visions and fucking nihilism, because they've ended up stuck somewhere and they're running out of oxygen and they're just thinking to themselves whilst they wait for rescue and stuff. So there's a lot of that in the manga that's not in the anime. Yeah, it's just annoying that this show is shit because you want to like it, and it's as simple as that. It's hard. I find it hard to talk about things like this because it's hard for me to get really excited and discuss why something's bad. Unless it's like something really bad like The Room. I actually find that quite funny to watch because, you know, there's a degree of, what the fuck was Tommy Wiseau thinking? But this isn't bad, it's just bland. Yeah,
it kind of straddles, you've got that sort of middle ground between something that is so bad it's actually worth discussing because there's something interesting about how much it fucks up, and then you've got the stuff that is absolutely amazing and you want to talk about what makes it so amazing, and then you've got this kind of weird middle ground with varying degrees of beige where it's just sort of like, this is
boring.
Hey, that's mildly adequate.
Why did you make it fucking 26 episodes? Fuck.
Especially when the fucking manga's only like 6 chapters long.
Yeah, it's 4 fucking volumes. Where did you get the fucking content for all this? Oh, you didn't. You just padded it out.
More pantsuit. Just fucking... Anyway, we've stopped talking about the show, so we better do an epilogue or some shit. Hey, Dave.
Yes. What the fuck was that, dude? Oh god, he's actually dead. Say...